if you have crypto, you know the best place to keep your crypto, to store your crypto, is in a secure hardware wallet. And in this video, we're going to be finding out about a brand new secure hardware wallet, which also has a very secure way of keeping your seed phrase safe.
I invested £25,000. Today, that investment is worth £5 million.
Say hello to our hero, the Hydrogen Energy Release Optimizer. It's powered by hydrogen, the most abundant element in the world. Hydrogen and oxygen are fed into the hero system, where they interact with a secret catalyst to generate heat. This permanent source of heat is flameless and completely safe. Limitless power, zero emissions.
Take the first step towards online privacy. Get NordVPN.
Hi everybody, this is Crypto Rich, working with you to get rich with crypto, filling our pockets with crypto profits. And where do you want to keep those crypto profits? You want to keep them in a secure hardware wallet. I have with me one of the team from Keystone. We're going to be finding out about the Keystone wallet. Now, before I introduce him, please subscribe, follow me on Twitter, CryptoRichYT. Join my official Telegram announcements channel where I post all the videos that I publish. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube, please come over to bit.ly/CryptoRichOdyssey, bit.ly/CryptoRichOdyssey, because I post lots of material there, some of which the YouTube censors won't like. So just support my work growing on a censorship resistant platform. Hey, Lexin, thank you so much for making yourself available.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome, and you're so welcome. I'm going to show, this is what we're going to be talking about. We're going to see if you can see this.
Yeah.
This box, right, which I have, and also this steel plate. We'll talk about these and stuff and what they are. But first, what is it you do at Keystone?
Okay, so my role, I'm the CEO of Keystone Hardware Wallet. And also, I want to correct you a little bit. You just said that Keystone is a brand new hardware wallet, but actually, we just celebrated the 5th anniversary of Keystone.
Really?
We've been in the space for quite some time. You didn't hear us maybe because in the first 3 or 4 or 5 years, we were dedicated to Bitcoin security.
Right.
So we did a lot of stuff for Bitcoin, like Bitcoin multi-sig. And also we are one of the co-authors of BIP 129. BIP is the Bitcoin Improvement Proposal. So BIP 129 is a Bitcoin improvement proposal for enhance the security of Bitcoin multi-sig. So we were deeply getting to the Bitcoin community in the first 3.5 years. And you know that Bitcoin community, they don't have too much application on chain. Mm-hmm. But Bitcoin people, especially those Bitcoiners, they really, really care about security and privacy. So we polished the Keystone hardware wallet together with them for over 3 years. And then we started getting into, in the middle of 2021, we totally missed the DeFi around the DeFi summer, but in the middle of 2021, I was convinced by some of the applications on the EVM ecosystem, especially in Ethereum. So we started to work on Web3. So in the early days, only the Bitcoin, we call them Bitcoin maximalists, they know a lot about Bitcoin. They know a lot about Keystone, but we're a fairly old company, but we're pretty new in the Web3 community. Right. Yeah, that's our rough history of the company.
So Keystone has gone from being a Bitcoin maxi wallet to a multi-currency wallet, and we'll have a look at the Keystone wallet in a few minutes, right? But what's the point of having a wallet anyway? Why can't you just write your seed phrase down and put it in your email, or write it on a piece of paper, or post it on your Facebook page or something? Why have I?
Okay, so we know that your recovery phrase is linked to your master private key, right?
Yeah.
So if your recovery phrase is leaked and all your crypto assets are gone, so that's the ultimate way of access your on-chain crypto assets. So the first thing really important is that you need to protect your recovery phrase. And this is why we launched the metal tablet in your hand, which is a metal you can see that it's like a metal protection for your recovery phrase.
Mhm.
You don't need to write down your recovery phrase on a piece of paper. And so this is fireproof. And also this is can last longer than some kind of random pen written on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
So this is also one of our product. And once you secure never put your recovery phrase in a digital way. Digital way means that either put it out in an email or even just write it on paper and you take a picture. That's also highly not recommended, because the picture may be uploaded to some kind of cloud service. Mm-hmm. And for that kind of service, it's a huge black box. You don't know that who have access to your data. So it's super risky for that. So if you wanted to protect your...
Listen, if I can just say something. A friend of mine told me they lost 6 Bitcoin this way.
Oh, really?
She sent her private key from her mobile phone to her father's mobile phone.
Okay.
Somewhere in the middle, and I think because at some point it's stored in the cloud, in the server somewhere, somebody had some sort of bot scraping these servers for things like characters that look like private keys. 6 Bitcoin gone.
Yeah. So your recovery phrase and your private key should be very, very well protected.
Yeah.
And when you sign a transaction, basically when you want to send some Bitcoin or Ethereum to your friends, basically you just use your private key to sign the transaction. And then the miners verify the transaction to confirm that you can control this Bitcoin or Ethereum and send this to your friends. So this private key is super. By the way, private key is digitally derived from the recovery phrase. The private key is hard to remember, just some random characters. So the recovery phrase, first, you need to keep them well, because your wallet may fail sometime, and then you need your recovery phrase to recover your wallet. So after you safely keep the recovery phrase, the second thing is that how you use your private key, which is derived from the recovery phrase, to sign the transaction. And usually people just put the private key in a software wallet. For example, if you're using Metamask, when you're initializing your Metamask asks you to write down the 12 words, and then Metamask use the 12 words to generate your private key and put that private key in Metamask. So the risk here is that you are putting your private key in an online environment, because your Metamask is installed on your tablet, on your PC, on your MacBook, or on your mobile phone. That's an online environment, which is a little bit risky, because hackers may perform remote attack to your computer or to your MacBook to get access to your private key, and then all your crypto assets are gone. Yep. So what hardware do is that basically hardware just remove your private key. So when you use a hardware wallet, the first step is usually set up the hardware wallet. And the way to set up the hardware wallet is input the recovery phrase into your hardware wallet, or generate a new wallet on your hardware. So then the private keys are strictly kept in the hardware wallet. And then you connect your hardware wallet to your Metamask, and Metamask has your address, but Metamask doesn't have the private key. Every time you want to use your Metamask to initiate a transaction, Metamask will ask you to sign the transaction with your hardware wallet, either with Keystone or with Ledger. So this is how a hardware wallet works. So basically, you can see that as a signing device to sign the transaction with your private key and keep your private key away from an online environment, either on a MacBook or your mobile phone. So this is how you should protect your recovery phrase. Second, how you use a hardware wallet to protect your private key derived from the recovery phrase.
Yes, and the hardware wallets are well worth the investment, and I'll have my affiliate link in the description below, so you can go check this out. Because even if someone has a 1/10 of a Bitcoin, who knows how much that 1/10 of a Bitcoin is going to be worth in 4 years' time, 8 years' time, 12 years' time? It's going to be ridiculous, right? So it is worth. And you don't want to be scrambling around when your Bitcoin's worth $1 million. You don't want to be scrambling around for a hardware wallet. Then get one way before.
Yeah.
And the same goes for other cryptocurrencies as well, like Ethereum and Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah. And I think the thing everyone should remember is that if you're using fiat, like your bank or your bank is like your security gatekeeper. But if you're using like digital magic money or Bitcoin, basically it's decentralized. When it's decentralized, so there's no centralized environment or centralized government or institution to help you to secure your assets. So you are the gatekeeper for your Bitcoin, for your Ethereum, for all your crypto assets.
Yeah.
And then you should think this. It's different mindsets of protecting your assets, right? So in a centralized system, you are like choosing the most reliable bank with the longest history, which there's still a possibility for them to fail. But in the decentralized way, you are the gatekeeper. So it's better to have a hardware wallet, especially if you wanted to store some long-term assets, like your Bitcoin, Ethereum, and also some assets with your biggest bags. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And the other great thing about a hardware wallet is I have some crypto that's just locked away in a hardware wallet, and I don't touch it. I have there's this physical barrier to actually accessing them, which is a good thing. And then just to remind people, do not keep your crypto on an exchange unless you're going to trade. If you're trading or whatever, but otherwise you take it in, you send it there, you take it out, because who knows what's going to happen. Exchanges can get hacked, or they can get captured by regulation, or they can disappear. So never on an exchange, not your keys, not your crypto. Okay, so you had the Keystone wallet and you showed us the Ledger wallet. Right now, Ledger's, I think, probably the best-selling hardware wallet. There's also Trezor and KeepKey and EliPal and OPOLO and SafePal and many, many more that I don't even know about. So what's so special about Keystone? Do you want to hold it up with the Ledger as well so people can compare it for some? So it's like mobile phone.
Yeah, this is Keystone hardware wallet, and on my right hand, this is Ledger.
Yep.
So from form factor wise, the biggest difference is that Keystone has a big touch screen. So this is the biggest difference from form factor wise. And why we're doing this is that we see that user experience is part of the security, because when you have something that's not easy to use, either people will make mistakes when they're using the device, or people may just abandon that device because it's too hard to use. So it's very obvious. So this is why we have the 4-inch touchscreen. And also with this touchscreen, we can display some of the informations that Ledger cannot display, especially for something like a DeFi transaction or you are swapping on Uniswap. Because when you are using a hardware wallet, you should always carefully check the details of the information of that transaction on your hardware wallet, because you are assuming that your software wallet is not secure to protect your private key. And the software can also be hacked to send a malicious transaction to your hardware wallet to sign. So the big touchscreen is easy to use, and also it makes simpler for you to check all the details of the transaction. So this is also Ledger's not doing. We call it blind signing. So basically, when you are signing a Uniswap transaction, you can only check very few information on Ledger. Right. And if the hackers swap some of the other informations in that transaction, you can also be hacked with Ledger. So this is super important with the big touchscreen. And also Ledger just launched Ledger Stacks, which is a hardware wallet with a relatively big touchscreen, big e-ink touchscreen in the late last year. And we were really excited for that because finally the market is educated into they need to upgrade their old style hardware wallet into something with a big touchscreen. So this is something that we've been working for 5 years. And also from form factor wise, another interesting part is that it has a detachable battery. And also when you unbox the device, you will find another battery case that can put in 4 AAA batteries, and you can use 4 AAA batteries to power on the device. We have this design because a lot of Bitcoiners, when we're working for the Bitcoin community, a lot of Bitcoiners, they barely touch their hardware wallet, maybe like for once 3 months or once 6 months. So when they put this kind of device like in their deposit box or in a safe, they were worried that the battery will fail, will damage the device. So we have this detachable design, so you can remove the battery when you store this in a deposit box. And if this battery fails and you don't use this for like 6 months, usually a lithium battery will fail. And then you can use another battery case, which can put in like 4 AAA batteries and power the device on to send the transaction, to sign the transaction. So we have a lot of these kind of in-depth designs for different kinds of scenarios. Either you're a high frequency user, like you use hardware wallet every day, or you just use this as a long-term storage for your Bitcoin or Ethereum. So yeah, this is the biggest. And also another thing which is different is that we have a camera here. This is a camera. This is a fingerprint sensor. So you can also use your fingerprint to authenticate a transaction. And also the camera is used for scanning QR code. So basically, when you're using Ledger, basically you connect your Ledger to your MacBook through a USB cable, right? So through the USB cable, your MetaMask send the unsigned transaction into Ledger, and Ledger sign the transaction and send the signed information through the USB cable to your MetaMask. So this is basically how the information transfers between the device, between Ledger and your MacBook. And the risky part here is that you don't know what is receiving in your Ledger or what is sending out from your Ledger. So it's like a black box for the user. So what we do is that we use QR code to transfer the information between your MetaMask and Keystone.
Right.
So yeah, so basically you set up the transaction on MetaMask, and the MetaMask will generate that transaction into a QR code. So you can scan the QR code, and then you can see the transaction on Keystone. And Keystone can, after you tap sign the transaction, after checking all the details of the transaction, Keystone will generate another QR code. So you can use the camera on your MacBook to scan the QR code, and MetaMask will get the information and send it to the miners and then broadcast it to the blockchain. So this is how the QR code works here.
So you're not using Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or a cable. You're using photons, and photons can't be intercepted in the same way.
Yeah. And all the QR codes are open source. If you are like paranoid, for example, if you send like $1 million to a friend, you can use your mobile phone to scan the QR code to get information to confirm that there's no malicious stuff in that QR code. So you can confirm everything. So you know that one of the most important models in the community is don't trust, verify.
Yeah.
So with this QR code, you can completely verify the information sending into your hardware wallet and sending out of your hardware wallet. And also another important thing is the QR code is mobile friendly. So we're also integrated with MetaMask Mobile. So we're the only hardware wallet that's integrated with MetaMask Mobile. It's super easy to use on the go. And also we're integrated with MetaMask extension. So one of the official hardware wallet partners of MetaMask. And recently we just got integrated with Keplr wallet. So you can use Keystone to sign a Cosmos transaction or staking easily. So yeah.
Very nice. I like that very much because I find Ledger very fiddly, and I like the idea of it being much, much larger, like you said, and Touchstone, and then I can get the value of using QR codes as a way more secure system. Now, what about the actual physical device? How secure is that? What if somebody were to get it? Are there private keys inside? Could they get inside the secure element?
Okay, so basically the security structure is the same as Ledger. So we use secure element to store your private keys. But one thing Ledger doesn't have is that the product Keystone, it has a mechanism called self-destruct mechanism, because it's not self-exploded, but self-destruct, which means that when a hacker wanted to get your private key, he must physically get your device, right? It's the same applies to every hardware wallet. They cannot remotely attack this device. So after they get this device, they have to like deassemble the device to get access to the secure element to try to get some information out of the secure element. But that's still very secure, just like Ledger is doing. What the stuff that we add is that we add some mechanism in this device that it will detect disassembling of the device. So when it detects desampling of the device, all the private keys in the secure element will be erased. So this is something we call it self-destruct mechanism, which are deleting all the private keys or recovery phrase when it detects deassembling. So this is something that Ledger doesn't have, but actually this is not something we invented. This is quite popular in like traditional banking equipment.
Mhm.
For example, all the ATM machines. So in the old days, if you stole one of the ATM machines and get into your garage, and when you wanted to break in the old ATM machine, there's like a glass or a bottle of ink. So when you like damage that ink will be broken. So all the money will be inked with some like black color. So
Right.
this is the very, very old way of self-destruct mechanism for the old banking equipment. Nowadays, for example, almost all the ATM terminals, card terminals for swiping your credit card, all those devices, they have self-destruct mechanism. So it's quite mature and popular in the traditional banking area. And we just like copy that mature stuff into our device to make it more secure.
Okay. And then what assets can be stored on this? Bitcoin and Ethereum, of course. But what else?
Okay, so basically this involves another big difference between Keystone and Ledger. You know that when we were doing our development for the Bitcoin community, there's a lot of Bitcoin open source software wallet. So at the time when we were doing the user interview with our potential users, they say that they need a better hardware wallet compared to Ledger, and that hardware wallet needs to be perfectly compatible with their Bitcoin wallet. So at that time, we didn't emphasize on, you know, that Ledger has Ledger Live, right? Their own software companion software wallet. We don't emphasize on our own software wallet, but we try to make this device compatible with all the Bitcoin wallets through the same QR code standards. So that's what we did in Bitcoin community.
Yep.
And we strongly
listen just on that, because I asked your team, what's the BEP? What are the algorithmic protocols that you use for this wallet? Because I know, for example, KeepKey, the passphrase from KeepKey won't necessarily show all the assets if I put that phrase into Ledger, or if I put it into another hardware wallet, right?
We're the same. We're the same, actually.
But yours has 3 protocols or something.
No. You mean for Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for Bitcoin, there are like 3 different kinds of addresses. One is legacy address. The second is SegWit, nested SegWit address. The third is native SegWit address.
No,
so
I'm
for Bitcoin, there are
the BEP39 and the BEP3044. Those
that's BIP32, BIP39, and BIP44.
Yeah. So yours works with all of them, I think.
Yeah. That's the standard. We implemented all the standard, but implementing those standard means that you can use the same recovery phrase to generate different addresses for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, for all the coins.
Right.
But if you wanted to support all these coins, you still need to like write code to support those coins in your device. So what I was saying is that we emphasize on integrating Keystone with other software wallets like Metamask, like Keplr. So we're not emphasizing on support tons of different coins, but we emphasize on that this device is perfectly compatible with Metamask, perfectly compatible with Keplr. So our product design philosophy is that in the future, every software wallet needs a hardware wallet that's perfectly compatible with them. Because, for example, you are getting into some kind of, for example, let's say Aptos. So it's one of the like most trending public chains nowadays, Aptos or Sui. If you wanted to get into Aptos or Sui, those obviously the old software wallets like MetaMask want to support Aptos or Sui, right? So there's some kind of new startups making Aptos wallet and the Sui wallet. What we do is that we will integrate with them in the early days. So we were the first hardware wallet that support Aptos. So we integrate Keystone with those software wallets. So you don't need to input. You don't need to type in your recovery phrase into a new software wallet which is made by a startup. But what you can do is you can keep the recovery phrase away, keep the private keys away from that new software, away from that new software wallet, but use your Keystone to sign the transaction for that software wallet and keep your private keys still safe.
Right.
So this is how we do the business. We integrate Keystone with many software wallets. But the difference is that Ledger is heavily develop their own software wallet, which is Ledger Live, and they are not actively integrating with other software wallets. And so this is the biggest difference from the user experience side, because we see that compatibility is one of the most important thing for a hardware wallet, for an ideal hardware wallet.
Okay, and that it works with Keplr and with MetaMask, means that the Cosmos IBC assets are covered. Binance Smart Chain, Matic, Ethereum,
correct.
All the others that work within MetaMask, and also does it also are you working on with linking with Exodus and Atomic Wallet and the others?
No, right now we haven't done our integration with Exodus, but we are developing our next generation hardware wallet. And one of the biggest difference for our next generation is that it will have a USB port, so you can connect that device to your Exodus. You know that Exodus supports Trezor, right?
Yeah.
So we will just reuse the USB protocol between Trezor and Exodus, so that when you connect our next generation to Exodus, you can sign an Exodus transaction on our device, because we use the same USB open source USB protocol, the same as Trezor. So our next generation will maximize the compatibility even further.
Okay, very good. Well, I look forward to that coming out. So pretty much you can I mean, people can through the wallet use, I don't know, dozens and keep dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of assets safe and secure. Okay, and then you've got the tablet. I dropped mine. Let me show that again, which is a really great way of keeping the seed phrase secure. And I'll be doing separate unboxing videos. I mean, I'll do one on this. I've already unboxed it. My wife couldn't wait, but because she likes this. But it is really solid. It's really solid. So I do like that.
Yeah.
And then it has an option that people can put a padlock in or something.
Yeah, correct.
Of course, I'll be doing an unboxing video for Keystone, so I invite people to find out about that. Is there, anything else you want to let us? Oh, how much does it all retail for? And do you ship all over the world? And do you have any special deals and packages? Like if people get these together, you know, do they get a discount? And also, I suppose if they use my affiliate code, they get a discount as well, and it helps me out. So do you want to say something
right
about
now? Right now our hardware wallet, the Keystone, we have two models of Keystone hardware wallet. One is Keystone Pro, and the other is Keystone Essential. Keystone Pro is $169, and Keystone Essential is $119. And the main difference is the fingerprint sensor and the self-destruct mechanism I just mentioned. And also the Essential version doesn't have this rechargeable battery. So you have to use AAA battery for the Essential version. The Essential version is basically designed for people who barely touch their hardware wallet, like once every 3 months or once every 6 months. So they don't need the fingerprint sensor, and they don't need a rechargeable battery, because obviously this will fail if you don't use it for 6 months.
Yeah.
So that's the essential version. And we're shipping worldwide. I think right now we're shipping to maybe 70 or 80 countries. And also most of our sales come from the United States and the Europe. So we also have warehouse in United States and Europe. So local delivery, super fast. And if you're in Europe, you don't need to worry about the VAT and other stuff, because we ship that device to you locally from our warehouse in Europe. I think we have warehouse in Germany and in Holland, so it's super fast for you to get the device.
Yeah, I did notice that when you sent it out, it arrived real quick. And one thing I would say to people, whether you're looking at this hardware wallet or any other hardware wallet, do not buy it from eBay. The best is to go to the manufacturer, the original manufacturer of that hardware wallet, because you don't know if it's been tampered with. And do not buy a second-hand one, because you don't know what's been done to that one. Then it's certainly worth looking into, and you got to have a hardware wallet. Got to have a hardware wallet to keep your crypto secure. Okay. Anything else you want to let people know, Lixin?
Nothing too much. I think if you wanted to learn more about Keystone, you can follow our Twitter account, which is Keystone Wallet. There's no dash or anything in between. So Keystone Wallet. You can see the latest news about our product, and also recently we're going to release our integration with for other blockchains like Rwave, and a lot of stuff is coming in 2023. And we're really looking forward into the adventure of 2023, and hopefully we can support more blockchains and get more integrations and make the integration perfect for our users.
Fabulous, fabulous. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And I invite
Thank
people
you.
who want to look into this. Use my affiliate link in the description below. Even if you don't buy it, just click on the link because that helps me out, and you may decide to buy it and then you get a discount. And I look forward to having you on again with some of the developments. Very excited that the Cosmos assets are on this. That is very, very good news. So Lixin, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Comments, questions, put them in the description below. Please share this video, and between now and when I see you next, keep your crypto safe in a hardware wallet. This is Crypto Rich and Crypto Lixin signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.